and welcome back to the MyZone Online School. My name is Marisel Stoffberg, and today we have so many exciting lessons for you. I hope you are ready to learn. So please remember that before we do anything, we always sanitize our hands. And also remember that our theme for this week is staying at home. So please remember to stay home and stay safe. So pre-primary and grade 1 learners, I hope you are ready for week 5, lesson 4.
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, lesson 1, prepositions and directions.
Welcome to MyZone Online School. My name is Lentina Huakus and I'm joined by my friend. This week's theme is shapes. But before we start with our lesson, let's sanitize our hands. It is very important to sanitize our hands so we can kill all our germs. Make sure your hands are nice and dry. Today's lesson will be the number 5 and counting. Can you turn to page 18? Wow, look at that number. Who can tell me what number that is? That is number 5. You are so clever. Yes. What number comes before number 5? I can see you know. Yes, it's number 4. And what number comes after number 5? Number 6. You are so clever. Now let's come back to number 5 now and look at the number, how we form this number. Because it's very important to learn how to form the letter correctly. So we start at the arrow, we go down and around, and then we make a line on top. You are so good. Now, we're going to sing our little rhyme for number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we are not going to sing the whole song, just the first part of the song. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. Yes. Can you repeat that again with teacher? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. Okay, we're just going to do that, and tomorrow we will continue with the rest of the song. Yes, let's go back to page 18. Yes, there we're going to count the dots. Let's make sure and touch and count so that we cannot get confused. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Now we're going to write number 5 in the blocks. But before we do that, we will come back to the blackboard. Teacher will write the number 5 on the board and our friend is going to help us to complete the dots. He will make sure that we have 5 dots by number 5. Yes, you are correct. So just wait and see what teacher's going to do. Let me take my crayon. I start there at the top. I go down and make a hoop here. And then I make a line there. Yes, you can practice because practice makes perfect. And we're going to ask our friend to come and count the dots and see how many she will add so that we can have 5 dots. So can you count that slowly?
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so how many you will add on there? 1. She is so clever. I am so happy. Thank you so much. Now we have got number 5 and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. Well done. I hope you will finish writing the number 5 on page 18 at home with your time. Let's turn to page 19. Yeah, I can see a number 5 again. In disguise, that means you can only see some part of the 5. Yes, you can see a face, but that's how the number 5 is hidden behind. Well done. Now that is the 5th commandment. I will kindly ask mommy and daddy to explain at home what it means, so that you can just sit down, listen to mommy and daddy, and color it in. That was very quick. So we will now turn to page 20. On this page, we will find a match. Yes, the number which is the same at the right hand side and the left hand side, you have to join with a line. Well done, you already know. Seems to me you have done this before. Now let's look at the first box. Yes, with the squares. That's a circle, you are right. Thank you for telling me. It is a circle with 4 squares inside. Now if we look at the opposite side, there you can see the number dots. Well done. Now that is already done for you, we count and make sure, even though it's already done. Let's count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are right. Now you put the line, draw a line across to join with the other 4. Let's look at the second one. Yes, it looks like a face. 2 eyes and a nose. Well done. Now we can count that. 1, 2, 3. And then you get your pencil, you look on the opposite side, and then you join that number with the 3 dots on the other side. Just look very carefully, ask mommy and daddy to help you, and then you join the circles together with the same amount of dots. That is the exercise. Hope you will do the rest of the exercise all by yourself at home. Let's turn to page 21. On page 21, we have got 3 different things to do. 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. I'm sorry. Write the number 5. We already practiced to write the number 5 on the blackboard. So you can now sit up straight, get your pencil, hold it correctly, and then you complete writing your number 5 in that column. Yes. Count how many fishes are there. Yes, remember our song? We just did with the 5 fishes. Well done. So now you're going to count. Remember to touch and count. Very important, so that you cannot get confused. So count the first fishes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and you write it in the open space. Well done. Let's move on. Copy the pattern. It says there on that page. We are still on page 21. Yes, just stay on that page and let's look at the 5 dots. Yes, we have got the 5 dots on the blackboard as well, but our dots are orange. In this case, you're going to look at the dots, count the dots, and then you write the number. That's already done for you. But let's move on to the next column. Because it's a pattern, you have to repeat exactly the same thing. Yes, you are correct. Now you write the dots and the number 5. Again the dots and the number 5 until you can carry on and on, because I like to do patterns. Now the last one there, it shows a number line, but there is a number missing. So we're going to start and count from 0, because number 0 is very important. It is a placeholder. If we carry on counting, we will need number 0 in the future. So let's start with 0. 1, 0 means you can put your hands behind your hands, because that means nothing. Yes. And then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are correct. Number 5 was missing. And then you carry on, write it in, and it goes 7, 8, 9, 10. That was very nice working with you. You are making me very excited because you are listening very well. Let's turn to page 22 now. Well done. On page 22, we're going to write our numbers again, starting from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you are so lucky because it's already done for you on the paper. You just need to trace over those numbers and you will be done in a minute. Now the next exercise says count the geese on there. Yes, they are little birds swimming in the swimming pond. So now you can count them and then you write the number in the provided space. Yes, you are correct. Now let's do the last one. It's already done for you. The blocks are there. We start from 0 and then we carry on counting up to 10. Let's start. 0 means hands behind your hands because there's nothing. Okay, 1, then you write it in. 2, you write it in. 3, you write it in. 4, write it in. 5, write it in. And then we count on because 6, 7, 8, and 9 is already done for you. But you can still trace over those numbers just for you to get better at your number formation. Hope you will finish the rest of the exercises and make sure you color in everything. Well done. Hope you have enjoyed today's lesson like we did. It was good counting with you. But before we leave, let's sanitize our hands. Very important to remember this, to sanitize, to kill all the germs on our hands. But we're forgetting to call Zosie to come and say bye.
What is social distancing? Hi everyone, I am Zoshi and I'm back. It literally just means that you need to stay home all the time and keep away from crowded places. And remember to keep your distance from your friends too. Everybody stay safe. Yay! Till next time. Bye!
you so much, Teacher Lentina, for teaching us all about the number 5. So now, grade 2 and 3s, I hope you are ready for week 5, lesson 4.
Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Precious and I'm with my friend here. Say hi. The theme for this week is public transport. But before we begin, let us sanitize our hands. Let's rub side out. Then we spread out our hands so that we don't touch the person next to you. And we do it in front as well. You must remember to social distance, and when you are going out, always wear your mask. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about capital letters, punctuation, plural nouns, and grammar. Let's now turn to page 21, where we are going to talk about capital letters and full stops. A full stop, then capital letters. Okay, these are our capital letters, and we are given sentences here which are muddled up, which means the words are not in order. So we want to start by looking at the first sentence. And because we are doing capital letters and full stops, you must remember to start a sentence with a capital letter, and at the end of each given sentence, you must always put a full stop. Okay, we have words butterfly there, set, flower there, and on. We are going to use these words to come up with a sentence. And in this case, our sentence will be the butterfly set on the flower. Then we put a full stop, and we started our sentence with a capital letter. I can also do the second one with you. We have words like used, then rain, my umbrella, there, I, and in. Okay. So here we'll come up with a sentence, I used my umbrella in the rain. And remember to put a full stop, and every time you are writing I, you must write a capital letter, even if it's in the middle of the sentence. We don't write a small letter I in the middle of the sentence. Now, grade 2s, I want you to do number 3, number 4, number 5 from the booklet on your own. That's all about capital letters and full stops. Thank you. Let's now move on to page 22, where we are going to talk about plural nouns. When we say plural nouns, it means more than one, as it is written in your booklet, making more than one. So there will be two, there can be three, okay? In some plural nouns, we add S, okay? Just add S to make the noun plural. For example, we have a bat. So we say bats. However, we have some nouns where we cannot just add S. Like if a word ends with S, like here you add ES. Some plural nouns you must add ES. Let's give an example. We have bus. What is the plural for bus? You put buses. Okay? Then we go to some nouns where you must add IES. Add IES. Especially to those nouns ending with Y. I'm going to give one example. We have berry. Okay? This is berry. What do we do here? We write berries. Okay. So I want you to go through the words given or the nouns given and change them to plural nouns. So you do from number 1 up to 10. Grade 3s. And now let's move on to page 23, where we are given sentences and we must choose or we must identify plural nouns. Grade 3s. Let's do number 1. We are told to draw a box around each plural noun that you can see from a given sentence. Okay? Let me rub here. Okay. Let's do number 1. Hair pencils. I want you to correct in your booklet. You can also correct yours. Good. Correct it. Write pencils there. Hair pencils. So it's supposed to be hair pencils were all missing. Okay, in this case, pencils is our plural noun, so we draw a box like this. Okay. Now we move on to another one. We have number 2 here, the boy. The boy jumped. Across the rock. The rocks. Okay. So in this case, the word or the noun in plural is rocks. So you put a box like that. So I want you to check all the plural nouns and put boxes in your booklet. That's all about plural nouns, grade 3s. Thank you. Let's now turn to page 24, where we are going to form words using phonics. And I have phonic words here. This is J. I also have V. Then W. And P. This is P. Then N. Okay. So we want to replace the beginning sound to form a new word. As you can see, I have different pictures here. So we want to form words by replacing the beginning sound with one of these letters. Okay. We have this. What is it? It's a pet. So we come and check here. Do we have P for pet? Yes. We put, then it will be a pet. And we also have this picture. What can you see? Don't confuse and say we have a pet and a pet. No. This is a vet, a person who takes care of animals. So we check, how do we write vet? We know how to write vet. We go and check here at the letters, then we take V to make it a vet. The word vet. So this is what I want you to do. Identify the pictures from your booklet. They are in your booklet. You identify them and finish the remaining 3. Form a new word by replacing these letters at the beginning of one of these words. You check, where does N fit? You come here or here or here. You just choose where you can come up with a word which goes together with the picture given. That's all about phonics, grade 2s. Thank you. Let's now turn to page 25, where we are going to talk about much or more. Where do we use much? Where do we use more? Okay. We use much when you are talking about uncountable nouns. And where do we use more? You use more when you are talking about things that you can count. Those are countable nouns. Okay. I have examples given. At number 1, there's a question. How dash books did you buy? From our booklet, go to number 1. It's written, how dash books did you buy? We can count books. So we say, how many books did you goodbye. And this is a sentence, but it's a question. So at the end of the sentence, you put a question mark, okay? Let's do number 2 together. How dash water is there? Can you count water? No. So you write how much water is there? It's also a question. So we put a question mark at the end of the sentence. Now I want you to do number 3 up to 10 on your own from our booklet. That's all about much or more. Thank you so much for the lesson. Now it's time to sanitize once again. Let's spray our hands. Let's rub side inside. And let's spread out our hands so that we don't touch the person next to us, and we do it in front as well. Okay. Remember to social distance, and every time you are going out, remember to wear your mask. Before we say goodbye, let's say bye to our friend Zoshi.
What is social distancing? Hi everyone, I am Zoshi. And I'm back. It literally just means that you need to stay home all the time and keep away from crowded places. And remember to keep your distance from your friends too. Everybody stay safe. Yay! Till next time. Bye!
Wow, Teacher Precious, what a great lesson. Today our grade 2 and 3 learners learned all about capital letters and punctuation. So now, grade 5s, I hope you are ready for week 5, lesson 5.
Hello grade 5s and welcome to my Zone Online School. My name is Ms. Nancy Kangomine, and here in the studio I'm welcoming my friend Chanel. And before we start with anything, you have to remember that we have to sanitize our hands and obviously practice social distancing. Make sure you are touching nobody and no one. The lesson for today is lesson 5, fitness and the human body. Okay, now let's turn to page 19 in your booklet. The basic competencies for today are: after this lesson, you will state how different physical activities and adequate rest contribute to health in terms of blood circulation, prevention of heart diseases, muscles, and support system. You will discuss practices which contribute to your own fitness based on your own lifestyles, for instance, drawing, acting, and role play. The vocabulary for today, those words that you might not understand are fitness. the condition of being physically fit and healthy. Muscles, a bundle of fibrous tissue in a human or animal body that has the ability to contract, producing movement in or maintaining the position of parts of the body. Blood circulation is a circulation of blood that refers to the flow of blood from the heart through arteries to reach all parts of the body, then from the parts of the body through the veins and returning to the heart. Adequate, satisfactory, or acceptable in quality or quantity. So now the next is we are stating how physical activities and adequate rest contribute to healthy body. Regular physical activity can improve your muscle strength and boost your endurance. Exercise delivers oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. And when your heart and lung health improve, you have more energy to tackle daily chores. Now we are turning to page 20. Just as exercise strengthens other muscles in your body, it helps your heart muscle become more efficient and better able to pump blood throughout your body. This means that the heart pushes out more blood with each beat, allowing it to beat slower and keep your blood pressure under control. Practices which contribute to our fitness based on our lifestyles will be, now I want us to actually turn to the board. Exercise control weight. Exercise can help prevent excess weight gain or help maintain weight loss. Now, as you can see, these are the benefits of exercise here on the board. And the most important thing is your heart. The blood is pumped by the heart through the body, and then it has to come back to the heart. And this is why your heart can pump actually better if you exercise more. And then these are the benefits of exercise. You have a strong heart, you have better muscles, your respiratory system is working better, your pulse is actually better, you have increased bone density, your brain functions better. You can even focus better in class. And it helps with the production of more red blood cells. And obviously, we all want these beautiful shapes. And you can, so that is also helped by exercise. So it also compacts health conditions and diseases. It helps with your mood. You feel better. If it says mood, then it means that you actually feel better. And then obviously you have a lot of energy and you can sleep better. Okay, now being at home, we know that you are bored. Please, people, exercise. You can exercise with your dog, you can exercise with your parents, you can exercise with everyone around the house. But please just maintain your 1.5 distance. That is very, very important. And now we will continue on page 20 for our fun quiz. The first question on the quiz is, state how physical activities and adequate rest contribute to your health. And number 2, that's really fun. You are going to draw any of your physical activities which contribute to your own fitness. Thank you. That was. Okay, now we are going to sanitize again. You know how to sanitize all over between the fingers, and then please maintain social distance. And from me and my friend here, it's bye-bye.
What is social distancing? Hi everyone, I am Zoshi and I'm back. It literally just means that you need to stay home all the time and keep away from crowded places. And remember to keep your distance from your friends too. Everybody stay safe. Yay! Till next time. Bye!
Thank you, Teacher Nancy, for that great science lesson. Today we learned all about the human body and fitness. So grade 6s, I hope you are ready for your science lesson for week 5, lesson 5.
Hello everybody, welcome to MyZone Online School. My name is Mr. Mario Tanasio Nanias. Let's welcome our friend Pomwene. Let's not forget to sanitize our hands and put on our mask, observe the distance. And our topic for today is on social health, particularly on substance abuse. As we said, our lesson for today, which is on page 18, it's on substance abuse. Before we go in details of our lesson, let's look at what do we have to know, or what are we expected to know at the end of the day. Learning competencies. We'll be able to describe substance abuse. We'll also be able to identify the health, social, and economic effects of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs on human beings. There are many words that we are going to use in this topic. Let's look at some words that we need to understand. The word abuse. Abuse means to misuse something like drugs or alcohol, meaning that you are overusing more than it was supposed to be done. Economic. Economic only has got to be with money and business matter. When you are talking about economic in this topic, we are going to refer to money and business-related issues. Social. Social is connected with groups of people and their community. When you're talking about social, we are talking about where we live, how everything is in our surrounding. Those are the words that we are going to use in this topic. Okay. Let's start with substance abuse. What is substance abuse? Substance abuse is when a person uses substances such as alcohol, tobacco, or drugs in a way that they are harmful to themselves and the people around them. We are saying that substance abuse is when you, as a human being, use either alcohol, or you use tobacco, or you use drugs more than that you're supposed to, until it becomes a danger to yourself or people around you. So before that as well, let's look at what type of substances that we abuse, or we have seen, or we see, or will end up seeing people abusing. We'll have On page 19, we have a few pictures of some of the substances that can be abused. We have tobacco. Those are cigarettes that we see people smoking. We have alcohol, which can be different types of alcohol. We have beer, we have anything that people drink that is having alcohol. But there are also some other drugs that some of us may be not familiar with. We have cocaine, we have matrax, and cannabis as well. But matrax is some of the pills that people might use, but they are very dangerous, which can affect their health. Other community or other commonly abused solvents, these are the liquids that people may use that can also affect their health. It's glue, benzene, dry cleaning fluid, nail polish remover, and petrol. Those are some of the liquids that people use as solvents when they are using substances. Our lesson continues. We are now on page 20. So we are going to have more details on what happens to our bodies or to our communities or to our economic lives once we start or we are abusing substances. It says, identify the health, social, and economic effects of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. We are going to look at them one by one in table form. We are starting with health effects. So we're going to look at how does alcohol, how does tobacco, and how does drugs affect your health. We are starting with alcohol. When you abuse alcohol, it normally changes the way you think. So you realize that when sometimes people get drunk, they start to say things that are not in order. Okay? So even they can greet you 10 times just on the spot because they are not by themselves. Alcohol can also affect your health in a sense that your behavior, you become irresponsible when it comes to behavior. You do things that you're not supposed to do. We have heard of people that were being raped, or somebody fell pregnant because she was drunk, or somebody have raped someone because he was drunk. He couldn't think in a correct way. Okay? It also slows one reactions and leads to poor judgment. So you realize that when some people get drunk, even the way they walk, so the legs look heavy, or sometimes instead of stepping right or front, they start stepping sideways or backward. So it means that now the body is not acting as it should because of alcohol. It affects one's organs and blood circulations. It means that the way that the blood is moving in your body, it goes abnormal. That's why even your temperature normally change when you get drunk. Okay? Another problem is that you can become addicted. And once you come to the point of being addiction, it can be compared to a disease. So you'll be hardly live without it, and it can affect your life every day because you have to drink alcohol every day. That's the side of alcohol in terms of our health. Let's move to tobacco. Tobacco, it says it's very bad for someone's health because it causes the damage to the entire body, especially to the lungs. So the lungs, of somebody who smokes, they change. Every time when you smoke, there's tobacco, it means there's any smoke that is going into your body, and it goes straight to your lungs, and they start burning up your lungs. Okay, and on the other point as well, you can become addicted. As long as you get to the point of addiction, that tobacco will keep on burning up your lungs until it burns up totally to the point where you can have diseases like lung cancer. Drugs. Drugs can cause serious health problems, in some cases even leading to death. Okay? If you overdose pills, if you take pills more than you're supposed to, it means you have heard of people that have died of overdose. It means that you took tablets or you took kind of injections or medications more than you're supposed to. You can die at the spot. It can also cause weakness in the immune system. So meaning that if you're Using drugs, your immune system, which was supposed to take care of your body, to control everything that happens in your body, it becomes weak. So at that point, you might even suffer from different diseases, both because your body cannot defend itself anymore. It leads to heart abnormal condition, like abnormal heart rate and heart attack. People that use drugs can easily suffer from heart attacks, meaning that your heart is not functioning properly anymore because the pace of how your heart works is being affected by drugs. And then lastly, on drugs, they can destroy your liver. Your liver in your body, once it gets destroyed, it means whatever goes in your body which contains alcohol, it will not get filtered anymore. And then at the end of the day, your liver gets destroyed and you can have cancer or other diseases and you can even die. That's the health part on how alcohol, tobacco, and drugs can affect us as human beings. We are moving to social effects. Social effects is about how us and surrounding we interact and how do we live with our neighbors and the whole community. Let's start with alcohol. We said the social effects of alcohol is that somebody changes the behavior. You realize that we have a very good boy at the young age, and once you start consuming alcohol, they can even start swearing at people. They are using bad languages because alcohol have changed their behavior. They become aggressive, so these people cannot even play with them. Sometimes just a simple, peaceful touch on their body, they can even punch you or insult you or take stones to hit you. So it's because that's what alcohol does to us. It means that we are not going to have peace with our friends anymore. Another point is that one can still to pay for more alcohol. Once you get addicted, you can't live without alcohol anymore. And if you don't have money, you have to go and steal. And we know that stealing is not one of the things that we should do because of how it will affect us. Okay? Underage drinking can cause problems at school. Once you're a child, like from when he starts drinking, so when he goes to school, he might end up fighting with his friends, classmates, swearing at teachers, and everybody there. So once you start drinking while you are even young, it's even worse compared to somebody who is older. If you are working and you like drinking alcohol, you'll end up losing your job and can even lead to breakdown of the family. So when you're drunk every day, your boss or your manager or whoever is supervising, you might think that no, it's enough with you, because even if you come to work, it doesn't serve any purpose, because you can't do anything looking at the health factors because your body is weak, or you just don't have energy, or you can't just control your behavior. So you end up losing your job. And then if you lose your job, there's nobody to support the family anymore. You realize that people are moving out of their house to any place that can help their lives. How does tobacco affect our social living or our social health? It said that tension in the family, you are always lying trying to hide the smell. So when you smoke, you come home and try to eat sweets. Okay, that's what normally happens. When your father smokes or your mother smokes or your brother or sister smokes, when they're coming home, they try to eat sweets to make sure that that smell of tobacco disappears. And then because of that, when they ask if you smoke or not, you will end up arguing or you will end up having misunderstandings in the family. So it also have bad breath, dull skin, and smelly hair. So meaning that when you smoke, that smell of cigarette, it remains on everything of yours, your hair, your hands, your clothes. So you smell everywhere. And then sometimes people might not like that smell of cigarettes or tobacco. It can also lead to punishment at school. If you go to school and you smoke, you might hear that your teachers are saying, because of this or because you smoke, we are going to punish you in this way. Let's look at drugs. People that abuse drugs, how are they behaving in our societies? they steal to pay for drugs. So somebody has to steal money so that they can buy those drugs. They also, if you are underage, you can also lose control. You can even kill somebody. You can also do unnecessary things because you are not on your own. And then you might affect people that are living around you, your sisters or your neighbors and everybody in your location or your village. Okay, your schoolwork goes down. It means that you don't perform anymore because your brain cannot function properly. So your schoolwork starts to go down. If you are getting A's, you'll end up getting E's, F, G, and U's, and those symbols. Family conflict or breakup. So most of the families in our country have broken up because of drugs. The father comes home, or the mother comes home after consuming drugs, and there's a misunderstanding, there are fights, and then at the end of the day, they end up breaking their relationship. They all go separate ways. We are continuing on page 21 on the economic effects, which says, how does drugs, tobacco, and alcohol affect us in terms of economics or money? Let's start with alcohol. Addiction influences the ability to work well, thus one can lose his or her job. When you're abusing alcohol, your judgment, your thinking, your behavior, everything change. And then you'll end up being fired or losing your job. And then once you lose your job, you're not going to have incomes anymore. You are not going to have a salary anymore. So because of that, you are going to be broke because there's nothing supporting your life as far as money is concerned. It also goes to the health system. So when people are consuming or abusing alcohol, a lot of diseases are going to happen. They are going through or are going to suffer from different diseases. And now they are going to go to hospitals now and then just to buy medicine or medications to support their health. So it means that it's going to be very, very costly for you to go to the hospital every day and pay for the medications. Money is spent in alcohol instead of food. So imagine that your father works or your mother works, but every month instead of coming home with food, doing shopping, they're just going to buy alcohol. So you have nothing to eat at home. That's one of the reasons why it's not good to use alcohol as far as money is concerned. Let's look at tobacco. How does tobacco affect our financial life? Addiction influences the ability to work well. Thus one can lose one's job as well. The same as alcohol, if you are smoking, you might get addicted. Sometimes while you're supposed to be at work, you have to sneak in and go smoke. And then by then, your supervisor or your boss or whoever is in charge will start complaining that you are missing from work and they'll end up firing you. Goes to the health system as well. So we have learned or we have heard that some of the diseases, like for example, cancer, the medications are very expensive. So if you are smoking, you might suffer from lung cancer, and then at the end of the day, you need a lot of money to have the right medications. Sometimes you even need surgery, and sometimes become very, very costly. You might go to other countries or other continents for surgery or for operations, which is very, very expensive. Money is spent on alcohol. Money is spent in tobacco instead of food. So instead of our parents or our brothers and sisters buying food for us to eat, they're just going to buy tobacco. So imagine that every time they say that people that smoke don't keep money because now and then they need to buy tobacco for them to smoke. So it means they're going to be broke every day. Lastly, let's look at drugs. How do drugs affect our financial situation? Addiction influences the ability to work well. Thus, one can lose the job as well. All of them, either it's alcohol, or it's tobacco, or it's drugs. Once you become addicted, you lose your job. And once you lose your job, you're not going to have a salary at the end of the month, or whenever you get paid, you're not going to have money anymore. It also goes to the health system. It means that a lot of money will be spent on our health, okay? Imagine that you are working, but every day you have to go to the hospital. You take a taxi, or maybe you have a car, you fuel up your car every day. When you go to the hospital, you have to pay. It means that instead of now using that money for something better, you're just spending it in your health. Money is spent in drugs instead of food. So people are just going to buy drugs. They're not going to pay for your school fees. They're not going to pay for your transport to go to school. They're not going to buy you anything. Whatever you need at school as a child, your parents, your brothers, or whoever is taking care of you will not be able to support because they only have money to buy the drugs. I hope you have been listening, and then you understand what we have discussed. The last part, we are looking at assessments, okay? Let's see if we have understood what we have discussed here. Question 1, we want you to describe what it means by substance abuse. If somebody say substance abuse, what do they really mean? That's question 1. Question 2, we are going to identify and name one effect that the abuse of substances has on a person. We are saying health, social relationships, education, they are all going to be affected if we abuse substances. What do we want you to do? On health, you mention one, either whatever you think is right for you to mention there, and explain how does it affect in terms of health. You do the same thing on A, you do the same thing on B, you do the same thing on C. You just identify them and explain how do they affect the life of people and those ones that are living with. We thank you. Let's not forget to sanitize our hands. We keep our mask on and our distance as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
What is social distancing? Hi everyone, I am Zoshi and I'm back. It literally just means that you need to stay home all the time and keep away from crowded places. And remember to keep your distance from your friends too. Everybody stay safe. Yay! Till next time. Bye!
Just like Super Mario, Teacher Mario is super. So thank you so much for watching our online school lessons for this day. So before I'm going to greet you, we're going to check in with our regents, and Irene Dlamini from the Omaruru circuit will be speaking to us from one of the schools. And we will also be watching an interview with my colleague Elizabeth Joseph. So please remember to stay safe, happy, stay at home, sanitize, and bye!
As a teacher, this booklet has assisted me. Like in the beginning, I was not prepared, and actually I did not know learning thing.
Yes.
But after we received these booklets, we all actually got an idea how to start with it. So it has helped a lot, especially for our local kids that are closer here.
Yes, yes.
For them to have a start some way. This is actually our starter. That's what I can say.
Yes.
So it has helped a lot.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And then
Miss
Dlamini, does the parents come pick up the schoolwork from school? Do you also supplement it with information, or how does that process go about?
The parents are collecting the booklets. We are going in the radio and we are informing the parents that are in the community and those that are in the nearby farms for them to come and to collect the booklets. And strictly the parents are the ones that are coming and they are the ones that are collecting. And as they enter, as we have informed them, we are giving them information here on the windows that says no entering without a mask.
Yes.
So each parent that is coming in here is like always having something to cover him or
Yes.
herself.
Yes.
And then the parents are coming in, they are washing their hands there by the TP tap, and then they are entering. But they don't contact that much with the teachers. They
Yes.
are mostly having contact with the secretary, as we don't want the parents to be in contact that much with the teachers.
Yes.
That's why we have said they must only collect it in the office by the secretary.
Is there certain days that they come collected?
Yes, there are certain days that they are collecting. For example, for pre and grade 1, 2 and 3, they are collecting on Thursdays, and we are also giving them advice to bring it back, like just to encourage them
Yes.
for the kids to do something at their houses. Because if we say keep the booklet there, then the parents will not take it that serious and the kids will not do anything. So we are telling them to bring them back every Thursday. They are bringing it back, and then they are collecting the others for the following week.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
how we are interacting or communicating with the parents.
Lovely.
That's how
And
we
then
understand.
just your general message to learners, to your local learners and your local parents here in this time that we find ourselves in now.
Just a message to our kids, like our learners at home. All I would say is like always read your books. Whatever you pick up, read. For you to keep your mind active.
Yes.
Once the schools reopen with the help of God, then your mind is active and you are not far away. So all I will say is like for the kids to read. Keep on reading. Whatever you find, keep on reading. Whatever you get, make it to good use. That's all I will say.
Thank you, Ms. Lamini.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Joseph and thank you so much for joining us again. I am joined by a lovely guest, but before I introduce her or she introduces herself, please let's sanitize our hands. Make sure you also do the same. Do what I do. Keep your hands sanitized and keep your mask on every time. So
Should I
ma'am,
put my mask on now?
you can?
No.
So ma'am, can you please introduce yourself to me and the viewers? Who are you and what have you been doing here at NMH?
Hi everyone, I'm Jillian Kaura, an English teacher at Mantume Primary School. Since the beginning of this corona pandemic, we were informed that we will have to start now with e-learning, and then we were invited to be part of the group dealing with the e-learning, setting up materials and doing all those kind of things. So that's how we ended up here.
All right. How has that process been like for you?
It's fine, but a bit stressful because it's something new. But then now that we have been doing it for quite a while, we're getting used to it. Now it's becoming more easier than it was before. You know, when something is new, you're like, wow, this thing now. But then now that we are doing it, I think it's doable.
Right. And another thing is, what skill or what have you picked up that you will definitely take back to your classroom when schools resume?
Using more ICT products, or how should I say, equipment, to, like, you know, we used to using textbooks most of the times, but now we have to incorporate the
digital part,
the digital parts into the teaching as well.
All right.
I think it's going to be very fun. For the kids as
Awesome.
well.
Are you excited to go back to school?
Very much.
There you have it, guys. I hope you guys are just as excited as your teacher. So for some of your students that might be watching you, can you just give them a word of encouragement or advice?
What I can tell them is that they must not lose hope. Normal school they are used to will resume, and then they will get back to school. So they must just be there. Those ones who can access the internet can go through, check through activities and all those kind of things, but they will get back to school.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me, ma'am. And thank you guys also for being loyal to us. And yes, keep it locked here to see if your teacher might walk in next or not. So from us here in the studio, it's goodbye.
Bye.